You special and she reckless. Remember, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back,
AmFam, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a get ready with me while I chit chat. The focus isn't necessarily the products. I will make sure to link all products down below. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm just going to do a very simple look as I chat. Today I am talking about me almost quitting YouTube this year. The purpose of this video is, first of all, a release for me because I need to do better and stop holding things inside. So it's a release for me, but most importantly, I want to share this just simply because I'm pretty sure if I'm going through this, either someone else has or currently is, and maybe it'll just help you, you know, get through it. Hair updates. Got my hair trimmed and I feel like a new creation. It's fantastic. All right, so beginning of the year, I was struggling. I was debating, this is the new Makeup Forever foundation. I was debating quitting YouTube, and here's why. So I have been on for 7 years. I have been at this bad boy for 7 years, you know? And YouTube is something that I have always loved and have been extremely passionate about it. My goal is one day to be able to do YouTube full time. Like, that is how much I love it. And so it can be very frustrating when you are doing all the things, you know, like I'm patient. Like I said, I've been on 7 years. I'm consistent. I've been on for 7 years consistently. So therefore, you know, after a while, you kind of look up and you're looking at your progress, right? I don't like to get too hung up on the analytics because that can just really mess with you mentally. However, if you're looking to do this or something, you know, full time, like, you know, you want to take your side hustle, make that your main hustle, you got to look to see what's working and what's not, right? So as I was going through and looking, I'm just kind of like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I've been on here for almost 7 years and I'm not even at 10K subscribers yet. Now, here's the thing. Yes, it doesn't matter how many subscribers. However, that does help when it comes to being able to work with brands. You know, like, this is a side of YouTube I'm sure, you know, quite a few of you are familiar with at this point, just simply because there's plenty of other YouTubers that spoke about it. So, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at my progress. I'm looking at where I started. I'm looking at where I'm at. And I just kind of had a moment where I had to be real with myself because I am the self-aware queen. And I was just kind of like, okay, so this is what you want to do. You are being consistent. You are giving it your all. However, you're not growing. This is not working. You need to quit. That was my mindset, because doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result is the definition of insanity. And I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result, which was essentially no result. Like, just the growth is ridiculously and painfully slow. Now, I understand, you know, a lot of things when it comes to the social media game. Like, don't even start me on Instagram. I don't play Instagram games. That's just not, I don't have time for that. I love YouTube. This is my favorite platform. I love creating. This is me. This is my jam, you know? So when you look at it that way, and it's just kind of like, well, shoot, man, like, this is the thing that I love. But when the thing that I love that I'm trying to turn into my full-time gig isn't working, you kind of have to stop and ask yourself, what's going on? Like, should I continue doing this? This is something that I do quarterly in regards to salon. I always take a look at my numbers, my profit, to see what's going on, how's my business going, you know what I mean? These are just business back-end things that you have to do. And once I kind of came to the conclusion of, okay, well, I'm consistent. I always show up. There's nothing more that I can do. And if I keep up with this, I'm still not going to get any results. And I'm not gonna lie, it can be very hard and frustrating. You know how they always say, oh, the grass isn't always greener on the other side? This is something that I've had to remind myself of, just simply because it's really easy to see other people's growth. Like, people that have started YouTube way after me, and they're already, you know, so many views, so many subscribers, brand deals, like, that can wear on you. And I'll be honest with you guys, it was wearing on me mentally, and I was really doubting everything when it came to my YouTube, just my content. I was thinking, okay, well, my content's not good enough. I'm not good enough. Just all of these crazy things that I started thinking. And if you notice, in January, I pulled back on my content, and that was the main reasoning why. Secondly, I needed a break. I was tired. Holiday time, between the holiday, salon, and competition, the last year, the December, it was hard. Like, your girl was burning the candle on both ends. So I just kind of came to the conclusion that, you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe it's time for me to phase out. And then one day, I had a little epiphany. I had an aha moment. I had to sit down and I had to remember, first of all, my gift and my purpose. I understand my gift. I know that God put me on this earth to teach. That's my gift. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, okay? Little backstory on me. When I was in college, I was going for elementary education. I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, and then as time went on, I realized, you know what? I don't know that being in the school setting is for me. You know what I mean? I remember thinking to myself, can I be in a classroom for the rest of my life with kindergartners and be happy? And the answer for me was no. And so as I matured and I got older, once I got into beauty, I realized, okay, like, God doesn't care what you teach, just as long as you're teaching. I know my purpose. My purpose is to inspire, motivate, and create to help women. I'm a girl's girl. I'm aware of all those things. So once I kind of had that aha moment and remembered my why, that was what motivated me to get my butt back in gear. I knew for me, if I were to quit doing YouTube, I would be sad. I would probably go into a slight state of depression. And I don't like to throw the words depression and anxiety around, just because these days they are used so loosely and it drives me crazy. I don't like how people just throw those words around. But I knew if I were to stop, I would be depressed, just simply because I love it so much and I'm that passionate about it. So once I had to just, give myself a little gut check and remember who you are and the power that you hold and what God told you were supposed to do, I was like, all right, baby girl, let's get it. Let's get back on the mission. So if you are someone who maybe, let's say you're like me, you're trying to make your side hustle your full-time job, or maybe you're working a job and maybe you got overlooked for a promotion that you felt should have been given to you, or maybe you're at a job and you don't like it and you have to keep pressing on until, you figure out exactly what your next move is. Remember your why, remember your passion, and remember your gift. And you also have to understand too, Gary Vee talks about patience a lot. And I had to humble thyself because I am a patient person. And I feel like I have been extremely consistent. 7 years is a long time. But guess what? Maybe for the plan that God has specifically for me, maybe I need to keep going and stay consistent. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to remember, you didn't come this far to just simply come this far. All right. So hopefully that is encouraging to anyone that may be going through the same thing, or maybe you're experiencing these same things. It is hard, you guys. It is so hard. However, when you love something, when you are so passionate about something, you have to ask yourself, if I were to stop this, would I be happy? Because YouTube for me is happiness. YouTube to me brings me joy. I get excited to create. I get excited to film. I get excited to, now if you guys have noticed, I'm doing a lot more vlogs, just simply because I understand that, that is definitely not the most popular type of content on my channel. I know what type of content does numbers on my channel. However, I don't want to keep perpetuating it because it goes against you don't need to buy every single thing that comes out, that it's like that give and take. So That is why I have been doing a lot of vlogs and just sharing more of my fitness, nutrition, and bodybuilding, just simply because that is a part of my life that I also love. And I just felt that it's important for me to share, because when I do share that type of content, it makes me very happy. But on the flip side of that, it's a catch-22 when the goal is to grow the channel, keep producing content that's going to help with growth, so that way one day I can do this full time. I understand that doing my vlogs probably ain't gonna get me there. So it's hard, it's a struggle. I have to find that balance and figure out what works for me, understanding, what works for you might not work for others, and that is okay as well. But all in all, you can't give up, It's okay to take a break. And that's what I had to tell myself as well. Sometimes you do need to stop, reassess, take a break, and catch your breath. Just because you are taking a break, this is something I had to tell myself too, just because you are taking a break, it does not mean that you're quitting or you're giving up. You have to recharge. This is something that I have struggled with for a long time. You have to recharge. You can't keep constantly going and going and going. You are not the Energizer Bunny. No matter how much I want to be a Marvel superhero, no matter how much I want to be, the Wakanda women, at the end of the day, guess what, baby? You gotta slow it down. You have to recharge. So if you're feeling weary, if you're feeling down, just pause. Just take a break. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking a break. Get your thoughts together. After you do that, get your butt in gear, get in motion, and stay the course. Okay, brows on. At the time of me filming this, I am 6 weeks out from competition, and I'm so excited about this season, you guys. I have such a good feeling about it. When I tell you I am mentally locked and loaded, I have never felt this sharp mentally during a prep. And so I want to share all of this stuff with you guys. I want to share my vlogs, when I travel, and that's the thing, that's why I love my vlogs, because I can do, my bodybuilding prep things, but then I can also show you Show Day Beauty, which is another, part of my business that I'm working on growing. You guys get to see that and all of the other things. And I'm just excited to share that with you all. And I understand that, like I said earlier, vlogs tend to not perform well. All right, cool, I got that. But I just want to say a special thank you to everyone that does watch my vlogs. That means a lot to me, because I understand that when I started out my channel, it was predominantly only makeup. That was it. And then I would throw in some hair things in there, just simply because I felt like, well, girl, you're a hairstylist. You need to share that knowledge as well. Makeup is my passion. I like hair. Makeup is my passion. I've always said that. That is very true for me. But I appreciate everyone that does watch those vlogs, because I put so much hard work into it. And please understand that this isn't I'm not complaining. I am very grateful. I am just sharing this because, like I said, I always like to share things, especially when I'm feeling a certain way like I am right now, because I feel like these things can be helpful to others and, be motivating. So I've got a lot of things that I want to share coming up, and I hope you guys are down and ready for the ride. It's going to be pretty dope. Pretty dope. And of course, we'll still have beauty content, but I think the other thing too that people have to realize is, like I said, when I started this, it was 7 years ago, okay? And in 7 years, first of all, I have matured dramatically, and that's the hard part about when you are on YouTube for so long. Like, you kind of feel like, I know for me, I felt like I had to stay in that beauty YouTuber space, you know what I mean? And then I probably around 2018 for sure, I just kind of was like, well, I'm more than beauty. I really love health and fitness as well, So the longer you've been on, it forces you to, kind of take your content in another direction, just simply because, one, you got to make sure that you're happy with it. And two, I feel like makeup now, especially after the pandemic, like ain't nobody checking for makeup like that no more, you know? So while I love it and I'm still going to continue to share it, you know, I'll probably get more so into like my competitor makeup, explaining what I'm doing, just simply because you will get to see different face structures, face shapes, skin tones. So I'll probably do that, you know, incorporate a lot of things of that nature when it comes to makeup, because like I said, I understand like there's a lot going on in the world right now. I am just praying so hard for the world, the state of the world, because things are just kind of in shambles right now. But with that being said, I understand that makeup is not the top-notch priority. I know for me, I have pulled back on purchasing a lot, so it's nice to be able to mix up content and show other things. This is MAC Sweetest Cocoa. So this has been my go-to look recently. The blush on my tweaks, the blush on my cheeks, Jesus words, and then I'll put a little on my eyes, and then in the crease I'll take some of my bronzer. This is the Sephora bronzer here, and just go on in there, and voila, straight like that. Okay, let me throw on some liner, mascara, and then we'll close this bad boy out. All right, AmFam, this is our finished look. This has been my go-to look for the past week whenever I'm not filming. All products used will be in the description box below. Just want to close out by saying, again, if there's something that you are passionate about, keep going, you know, despite of sometimes what the numbers might look like, despite of what the feedback might be. If you feel it in your soul and you're passionate about it and you love what you're doing, keep going. Something else that I have to remind myself too, because as a creative, I always have a bunch of different ideas, you know, and I struggled for a while with, I always want to make sure that people understand my vision and what I'm trying to bring to the table. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm understood, but then I had to realize, hey girl, first of all, I know all my thoughts, goals, and ideas aren't for everyone's ears. I understand that, but also, you don't need everybody to understand. Just as long as you understand what's going on and you have a game plan and your game plan is in motion, that is all that matters. So I've got something that I'm working on, a project for you guys. It is very special to my heart. I'm so excited to launch this. It's not done yet. It's gonna take a lot of work. However, when it's time to launch and present this to you guys, I feel y'all are gonna love it just as much as I am. So I hope this encourages, inspires, motivates anyone. If you have felt similar to this or maybe going through something similar to this, of course, you don't have to put all your tea in the comments. I do not expect that. But, you know, just let me know, hey sis, I feel you. I've been there, you know. I always want this to be a safe place. I always want us to be encouraging each other, that is one of my favorite things about the AmFam. Y'all are dope. I appreciate you. You keep me going. We are blessed. That's the cool thing about being, you know, smaller. We don't have a bunch of nonsense going down in the comments. So I just appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys, you're blessed and highly favored in Jesus' name. Keep it simple, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.